So for the last 30 to 45 minutes, I've been trying to script the perfect intro, structure, body of this video to make it as interesting and captivating as possible. But honestly, I realize that doesn't actually matter, because if you don't have the attention span to watch through this entire video without any crazy edits or captivating hooks, then the chances of you implementing anything about how to actually go all in are very slim, and you probably scroll through YouTube just clicking through, looking for the next motivational video or video on philosophy. But if that's not you and you can actually sit through this video, then you'll gain some very insightful information on how to actually go all in on your business, your goals, your mission, your vision, whatever it may be for any endeavor of life. So that's business, personal development, fitness, it doesn't really matter. But first, to give you some context as to why I'm making this video, about 4 months ago, I quit my 9-to-5 job to go all in on my business. I was making around $2,000 per month at the time, not enough for rent, and obviously nothing that was anything sustainable. But this month I recently hit my major goal, which is $10,000 per month. I know that's nothing crazy for most businesses and anyone that's seeing success, but it was pretty big for me because I've been trying to accomplish that for the past 2 to 3 years, and I never actually was able to do so until I started implementing the things that I'm going to be talking about in this video on how to actually go all in. But yeah, just to show you a screenshot of one wire I received from one of my clients for the results we were able to drive from this webinar right here. I'm at around 15K per month. I'm still growing. My next goal is going to be 30 to 50K and then beyond after that. But nonetheless, this video is about how to actually go all in and what you need to do to be able to accomplish your goals in whatever it may be. So the very first thing that is super important that kind of just stopped me from being able to accomplish the goal of $10,000 per month is being too focused on the outcome as opposed to the habits. So when you become super outcome oriented, you become very just obsessed with getting this perfect outcome, however it may be. And the problem with this is because when you are so obsessed with the outcome, your pride and your sense of self-worth is almost derived from a specific result. And more times than not, the result is out of your control. And you can't control whether it's going to happen today, tomorrow, next week, next month, or next year. And so when you become so obsessed with the result, it's very easy to become discouraged when you don't see any type of instant results. And you'll almost never hear of any individual that is able to see success right away, whether that's through sports, whether that's through business, whether that's through anything in life. It takes time and continuous effort. So when you become so obsessed with that specific outcome, it's very easy to burn out and to want to give up. And just like this meme right here of this dude that's digging for gold, you never really know how close you are to hitting it. And especially if you are in something like business where it's not a very quantifiable result and progress is very hard to genuinely measure. So that's why you need to become obsessed with habits instead. Habits are what's actually going to get you to achieving your goal. When your sense of self-worth is instilled within the daily habits, it's much easier to stay in the game in the long run. And then what actually ends up happening is that your goal ends up unfolding on its own accord, and you almost don't even realize that it happened that way, and you're just kind of like, oh, like that's cool, and then you're ready for the next big goal. The second thing is that you need to completely surrender to the flow of life and to the flow of opportunities, because it would have been impossible for me to be able to actually see how the solution or how my goal would end up unraveling and manifesting into reality. When you become super attached to how you think things should go, you almost allow opportunities to fly by you, and you're not actually able to seize any possibility of you achieving your goal. So to give an example of this in my own case, the majority of my revenue was actually generated from one client for this $10,000 per month. Most other people would think that they need to send 10 $1,000 clients or 5 $2,000 clients, but I was able to achieve this with one client. And I saw an opportunity within his business that allowed me to achieve this end result. But if I became super attached to how I think the solution should unravel on its own, it would have never happened. You need to allow yourself to see all possible roads that lead to your success. This way, anytime an opportunity presents itself to you, you're always ready. The third thing you need to do is become super disciplined mentally. Now, when most people think of discipline, they think that means waking up every single day at 4 a.m., taking a cold shower, running 10 miles before they start their day. That's not the type of discipline I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is actually instilling discipline in areas that will move the needle, but also that will keep you on track with staying consistent. So many people allow negative thoughts or negative words or opinions from other people sway their decision making and stop them from trusting the actual process. Don't allow this to be you. If you have a vision in place of where you want to go, do not allow any external circumstances affect that. Now, that doesn't mean you can't course correct or actually adjust your process, but what it means is that you need to stay true to your vision and stay true to where you are actually trying to go. The fourth thing is that you need to become the person worthy of obtaining your goal before the actual goal unravels on its own. Let's say that you have a goal of losing 10 to 20 pounds, and that entails eating a cleaner diet and going to the gym more regularly. You need to first see yourself as the type of individual who does those two things before you actually go about doing it. And the reason for this is because if you do not yet perceive yourself as the individual worthy of obtaining the goal, then it's going to be very hard to stay consistent because of imposter syndrome. And basically, imposter syndrome just occurs when your actions feels unaligned with your internal identity. So you need to first change the internal identity of who you think you are in order to actually go out and achieve your goals. That way you're able to stay consistent and become habit-oriented instead of outcome-oriented. And the fifth and final thing that you need to instill in order to actually go all in is to enjoy the process as much as possible. Obtaining your goal is only 1% of the race. The rest of the 99% takes place in the actual process, the day-to-day habits, and the work required from you. If the majority of your time is going to be spent in the actual process, why wouldn't you enjoy it as much as possible? Yes, obtaining goals and achieving success is super fun, but the actual fun is in the development you undergo and the skills you acquire along the way. And when you keep this in the top of your mind, you realize that you can't actually fail because every single day you're getting better and you are getting one step closer to your goal. So I hope this video helps, and I can't wait to hear about how you go all in on whatever it is that you want to achieve.